Okay, so the next thing I want to do, I want to do my little UV trick, and I've got Maya open now. Okay, great. I'm going to see if these little magic buttons work. First thing, let's do something like the shirt. That's fast and easy to do. We all kind of know how this should work, I suspect. If I go into my UV map and I hit Morph UV, there. Let's go and hit this with solo. And of course I can't reach the solo button. I think, yeah, there it is. Okay, good. I forgot the hotkey off the top of my head, but my UVs aren't laid out. So what I can do is, while I'm in the lowest subdivision level, remember I deleted the lower one, and I'm sitting here and I've still got all these subdivision levels, so I can go up and down my subdivision levels, see my sculpture. Okay, great. I'm going to go and hit export. And if you export it out here as an OBJ, and I'll call this shirt 2, save, and I go back to Maya, and I go, come on, you bastard, go away. Of course. Let's try it. I hate that. Let's go and hit import, and we're in the Greta project. It goes to data for some reason, wants to go there, but I think I saved this in the scene. There's shirt 2, and make sure again that it's single object when I'm importing it in. And let's go back here to perspective view. There's my shirt. Okay, let's get rid of that thing. That's annoying. UV editor. And so there's my really, really bad UVs. And I did a thing where I tore off the UV toolkit. One thing before I get rid of this UV toolkit, if I go here to transform, there's a setting in here inside this that's set to 0.1. I'm going to change that to 1. Later on, you'll see that this is a way to move your, if you have these all selected, this moves your UTMs over exactly 1 unit. And you can use the arrow keys on your keyboard too. Anything else in here that bugs me? That one's just hidden in there, and it's a stupid setting. Unless there's some reason that someone could inform me that that's good. Okay, let's move this over here. And what I'll do is I'll take this thing, select the object. I'm going to go to UVs. Just going to make sure my camera base is on default. No new UV sets. Okay, great. Apply and close. There we go. And let's go and find my scenes here. I'm just going to turn off soft selection. That's really weird that soft selection would be on. And I can go here for my edge loop. I could go here, but remember that I might have to make sure that I get them all here in the corners there. And as I'm doing this, I could potentially use my symmetry, unless my symmetry is off for some reason. But actually it appears to be on, so I'm going to use that. And where's my custom shelf? It's because I'm in 2019. If I hold down Control and Shift, I can put things on my shelf. I like cut. I like move and sew. I like merge. I like the unfold. And occasionally I like layout. Okay, I'm just going to cut these things. You can see that just cut. And if I go in here and I take that one and I cut it, I get them both on both sides. Okay, great. And let's get this one down in here, cut it. As I go and take this one here, you'll see it goes right through the middle all the way up, but it kind of went around the whole thing. I might do something like, if I figure out which one it is, like right there, if I double click, it'll go up and it'll select and it'll stop when it hits the shell edge. Okay? So I can then go cut, and it doesn't cut through this middle piece down here. You can see that line is not there. And maybe underneath the armpit, if I go in here and I grab that edge, and I figure out, oh, it's that one, I find it, double click, it goes up to the end of the shell. Oh, I like that a lot. I'll cut it. And what about around the neck here? So the neck, let's go and take that one and cut it. And then I figure out which one it is. Here it's that one. Double click and it gets the one on the other side. And then I go ahead and hit cut. So for clothing, this should, I hope, seem obvious. Just look at your t-shirts. They all have a seam like that. Also too, I'm just going to turn off this symmetry. I've noticed that when you're trying to double click on these shells here, that the symmetry makes everything lag. And I don't quite get it. And I hit unfold. Whoop. Well, that's layout. Unfold. Oh yeah, it's like that, man. And if I grab everything and I just hit unfold, there it unfolded, and then I can hit layout. Now the layout is probably bad settings. Here, I'm just going to go here and I'm going to delete that one off here. I'm going to go to modify. I've noticed that the default settings in layout, like the unfold 3D on the layout options, I don't like them. There's one huge factor in here. When I go back to, there's the legacy ones. This is the old one. This flip reversed is super important to me. And that doesn't exist on the Unfold 3D, as far as I know, unless they've updated it and I haven't watched and I missed something. But flip reversed. So I'm going to go and put this on world, free. I hit apply. And it gives me a reasonable setting here. And I'm just going to go and take this, double click on the shell, and then I'll grab the rotate tool and I'll hold down J. Whoop, there. The sleeves are okay. No one's ever going to notice this piece right here. I might make this one a little bit smaller because that's basically, I read the pieces really quickly. It's this thing down here and no one's going to see that. This is also another one that's going to remain small, small, small. Okay, great. I'll just take this, and maybe what I'll do now is I'm going to turn off world. I'm going to put pre-scale to none, so it doesn't scale any of these things. I'm going to turn the free off to none, so it basically just tries to fit them. Sometimes if you click it a few different times, you get a slightly different result. I almost feel that if I took this and I held down J, I probably didn't even need to hold down J for this, but did that. Actually, let's pull this one in down here. Take this one, and I'm being picky. There. And bring that in a bit. Take this one, pull it down here. See, it feels like there's a big waste of space going on here, so I'm just going to take all these things, pull them up in here to the middle. Let me pull this one in a bit more. Actually, this one... No one's going to notice these things. Okay, great. And I can maybe get a little bit more texture out of it if I do this and I scale it up a bit. See, when I'm scaling it, it's starting to go outside the 0 to 1. This is bad. ZBrush and all the other programs do not like this. Okay, I want to be in the 0 to 1 area. Great. And even if I move it over one, like if I hit the arrow key on my keyboard, boop, it goes over to 1 UDOM space, and great. So let's close this all down. I'm just going to delete the history, and I'm going to go, oh yeah, bastard. I hate that thing. I'm going to go here to File, Export, Selection, and I'll do this shirt toi. Keeping on my French theme, shirt toi. Export Selection, and I'll go back to ZBrush, and if I go and I hit Import, what's going to happen is it's going to swap in this shirt UV layout that I just did. Open. Okay, and what time are we at? The minute mark. Okay, great. I'm going to hit Morph UVs, and boom, boom, there's my UVs. They are flipped vertically. This is something that happens with ZBrush. Don't be freaked out. It's fine. Okay, whoop. So there we are. The shirt. Solo button. The shirt is done. Let's do the same with the pants. So I'm just going to hold down Alt. I'll select the pants. Morph UV. There, perfect. That looks perfect. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to go up here and I'm going to hit Exporto and pants number 2. Save. And then I'll go zipping. Who the hell am I? Oh, look down here. You can't see it, but I've almost got ZBrush 2020 51 seconds till it's downloaded. Okay, and here I can just go File, Import. I missed. Import, and pants number 2. Okay, let's take that, get rid of this thing. UVs, and if I go over to the UV editor, great, this thing pops up. I'm just going to get rid of it. So then I just go ahead and I hit the UVs and I go camera based, boop. And actually I don't even need the shirt in the scene here, boop. Just need this. So it's camera based. So let's go in here, and I'm just going to grab, say, that edge, and I'll hit cut. I'm going to turn on the symmetry again for a moment. World X. Actually, this probably isn't going to work because I took the model off symmetry when I was doing this, but we'll see. Cut. See, when I did the edge loop there, it went around this one, but it didn't actually go around this one. So I'm going to do that again. Good. Okay. And let's go and see up here. I think I'm going to do a cut through the crotch here. So I'm just going to take that and cut it. And it stopped up at that seam up there. And I'll just double check just to make sure in case you don't believe me. Boop, there. Take. I can't double click on anything because if I do... That's interesting. Doesn't grab this thing over here. Well, whatever. We'll pretend that's fine for now. I'm just going to grab this edge here, and it's almost like I could turn off the symmetry. I'm just going to go ahead and hit cut. See if that went down the whole way of the leg here. I went down to this piece down here. Let's just hold down. I'm just going to deselect or undo that for a second, and I'll just go in this window here. Double click. And it should stop at the border edge. Yay! It didn't grab the one on the other side, though, unfortunately. It's like I said, they're not symmetrical anymore. I was horsing around. And is that one the same on this side? So if I take this one and I double-click on it, this is probably going to get really freaking confusing because I did this. Double-click. Cut. Okay, it left the other side alone. And then I'm just going to see if I can get away with this. Double click on that edge, it goes down to the center. If I take this one over here, does it go all the way down? It's stopped down here, so I'm going to cut that, and I'll go back to this, double click. See where I am? Cut! Yeah. Oh, and that all worked, right? Right. Okay, great. And I think everything's cool. Let's go in here, grab all the UVs, and turn this off now. And I'll hit unfold, and then I'm just going to go in to modify layout. You can put this button on your shelf, but you know what? I always have this thing open because I'm playing around with stuff. World free, boop, apply. And actually, I'm going to try something. I'm going to close it, and I'm going to go and hold down Control and Shift, and I'm going to do it again. And that puts it onto the shelf here. Control and Shift puts it onto the shelf. And then if I go here to layout, and I open it, and I put this onto prescale none, and I put the rotate to none. Then, let's see if I take this one and I rotate it, hold down J. Actually, as I rotate it, I'm going, you know what? I shouldn't have to hold down J. I can just go and do something like this. And let's do something like that. Just doing this so I get something kind of straightish out of the whole deal. And I grab everything. I'm going to move this towards the center. Make these a bit bigger. What if I take this one and I were to move those down slightly? Just looking for a way to get more texture space in here. Okay. That's going to be close as I'm going to get for now. I'm not going to bother spending too much time in here. Okay, great. I don't even need to hit the buttons again or anything like that. I should be good right there. Oh, and let's close this. And object mode. And I know that we're in the first UDIM space, so let's go and take this pair of pants. I'm just going to hit the arrow key 1, 2, put it over here. Done. Okay, and let's take this and let's delete the history. File, export selection, and pants. Number 3. Twa. Export selection, great. Go back to ZBrush, and again with the pants, just to make sure if I show you this morph UV, there's the UVs that are on the pants. Those are no good. So I'm going to swap them out. I'll go up here and I'll hit import, bring in pants number 3. Open, and I'll just check before I go and do anything. Morph UV. There's my new UVs. Remember, they flip everything vertically. And if I go up here and I bring up the resolution, everything should be cool. All my details are still there. The same thing can be said. Oh, hitting the wrong hotkey. Same thing can be said of a shirt. All the sculpting details are still there. My UVs are changed. And how many more of these am I going to do? 15-minute mark. Let's see if I can do them all. Well, I'll save the shoes out maybe. But arms. Let's go and hit import. What the hell am I talking about? I'm going to hit export. Arms. And occasionally when you do this, you will see that file, import, and arms to... occasionally when you do this, you will find that the size changes. And we'll see if we can get a work around that. I'm going to hit camera based. This one here, the arms are really fast. If I go in here and I double click on this edge, just the way that I model arms, it goes in and gets the whole thing over this way. Let's turn on symmetry for this. Hold X. Oh, and let's do this. Take that and there to say there. Double click. I'll hit cut. My symmetry's on, so this should work really, really well. I'm just going to grab everything. There's a slight lag. I'm just going to turn this off and I'll hit unfold. And why didn't that work? Because somehow I missed this edge. Cut. And that means that the edge on this side didn't go for whatever reason. I didn't hold down shift. And let's just grab those again and hit unfold. Yay! Hit layout, and layout does a reasonable job. It's kept them in the 0 to 1 area for me. And let's take this and go file, export selection, and arms number 3. Okay, and I go zipping back to the ZBrush, and I'm on the arms, import, arms 3, open, and just double check everything just in case something bad happens. Oh my god. There. Good, good, good. And let's go and do the head, and then I'll finish this video with the head. I still got to do the teeth and the tongue and maybe the shoes. And if I take the head and I go export and head number, we'll just call this head duh, and we'll flip over to Maya. Import head number 2, and there's all my bad funky UVs. Oh, that's because I was showing the unfold UVs, and it kind of did something for me, but not really what I wanted. So I'm just going to go in here and hit camera based. And typically what I'll do is I'll grab this seam that's directly in the middle here. We'll find the hairline. I always like to hide things in the hairline if I can. I'm going to take that edge, and I'm going to go down here to the back one, doop, and cut. And then I'll go here and I'll grab this one on the side. I'm kind of looking for an angle, maybe there actually, those two, there, boop, cut. And then if I go in here and I grab the eyes here, I'm just going to turn the symmetry on again so it makes this a little bit faster. Grab that edge loop, we've got the one on the other side. Need to get in here and get the nose. And it just inside of the mouth here, double click, cut. Okay, and you'll see that everything is unfolded. Okay, the mouth here, we can take a look at it, but I suspect that it's not going to cut very well, so I'm going to do a little trick where I come in here, grab the edge. Now it goes through the whole face, but it does alert me to where the edge that I'm looking for is. Cut. I'll deselect this one and this one. Oh, you bastard! Deselect that one and that one. And I'm going to cut that, and everything is golden. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to grab everything, unfold, bloop, there we go. And that looks decent. This thing here has got a little bit of a weirdo problem. I'll just grab everything and I'll use layout. And layout typically always freaking, I don't know why it does this, but it puts it onto its side for some reason. So let's go and grab the rotate tool, reselect these things, and I'm going to hold down J. and I'll go zipping into the modify layout options. Make sure it's on prescale. You can leave the thing on none. I'm just going to turn the rotate off. And so when I go ahead and hit apply, it just fits into the 0 to 1 area for me. Okay, and I can, there's the inside of my mouth. These are what, my nostrils and the eyes. And that looks relatively decent. I could spend some time looking at this and looking for more stress points on here, but I should be good. Okay, close. Okay, and let's just take this. I go File, Export Selection, and head number 3. Export Selection. And here, I'm just going to close that down, zip back into ZBrush, and look at this. Import though, head number 3. Open. There it is. Let's just check out the UVs work. Morph UV. They're just flipped. Everything worked out. And if I hit D and I go up the subdivision levels, there we go. So it all worked out. I didn't do that on the arms, did I? Morph UVs. And did I go up subdivision levels? Everything's cool. And it looks like I did something there and I didn't erase it, whatever I was doing. Let's clean up the arms a little bit. Okay, great. And so those are my UVs back and forth. Actually, let's just do the shoes. Just because, export, see how fast I can do the shoes. Shoes, shoe two. And zip into Maya, and file, import, shoe two. Okay, and they're not completely flat. The shoes have seen better days. Let's just hit solo as I'm doing this. And I'm just going to go in here to UVs and open up the UV editor again. Get rid of that thing. No UVs on my shoes whatsoever. Oh, I forgot to move the UVs for the arms and the head over into different UV spaces. Anyway, I'm just going to hit this with camera-based. Got symmetry on already. I don't think I did anything really wacky with these things. Let's just go and take that inside there, cut it. Let's see, what can I get up here? If I take this and this and this, and I might leave it like that. And back here, cut, cut. No one's going to see this section here, I don't think, so I'm not super worried about it. Let's see what I can do about the bottom of the shoe. And that cut off way too easily, and everybody's going to be really ticked off when they try to do it, and they're like, Bob did something magical there. Okay, there, and I take that, I'm going to cut it, boom. Take all these UVs, hit, turn off the symmetry, hit layout, boop, and then I'll go in, I'll hit this, or I hit unfold, and then I hit layout, but again, layout never does exactly what I want, because I've got world, free, whoop, there, apply. Okay, and anything else want to know about that? I could spend some time with that. It looks like the symmetry didn't work exactly the way I'd hoped. One looks good, the other looks bad. So that cut, and then this one didn't. And this is why I hate symmetry. There, let's cut that puppy. And I'm going to take this one all the way up to here, cut it, and let's try that again. There we go, grab everything, hit this one, boop, and that's okay. And if I wanted to, I could probably do something so that I did one shoe and then flipped it over and they shared the same UVs, but I'm skipping that for now. And let's go and hit this thing, file, export selection, shoes, about 3, export. Okay, and let's close that and we'll zip back into ZBrush and I will import shoe 3, open, double check everything, make sure everything's functioning, morph UVs, wonderful. And then if I just go and hit D, I can start to travel up. There we go. So my all my sculpting is there. And I should probably save this soon. And I'm going to stop this video now. Actually, when I save, This time around, I think I'm not going to save my undo history. I'm just going to turn that off. Save as, and I'll save this as number 12. Save. I've still got lots more sculpting to do on this. Anyway, I'll stop this video now.